Hi everyone. Today I was thinking that people might have thought that I've appeared off the end of the planet because I haven't been online. And I thought to myself, I better come on here and just start. So many times I've thought, I've been on Facebook trying to get some help and nobody's willing to help me there. I'm feeling really terrible for the last quite a few months. I've been having a lot of vertigo, and if you don't know what vertigo is, it's when the room spins crazily. So right now I can't look up and I can't bend down. I have to maintain this front forward focus, otherwise my head starts to spin. I've been in hospital with it, and I seem to be better when I leave this area and I'm away from here, this house. I'm convinced that vertigo has a component of multiple chemical sensitivity, which I have. Whenever I'm exposed to certain toxins, it just gets worse. My ears seem to be fine, so it's not my inner ears. I'm convinced that it's got to do with chemical exposure. I've spent a lot of time in bed the last few months. It's actually worse than cabin fever. I'm going out of my mind. I haven't had anybody visit my home apart from my immediate family for about 6 or 7 years. I have no friends. I have no help. And as I said, the only family that I have are my own daughters, and they have their own sick children, and they are constantly sick as well with their own health problems. And I feel really isolated and alone. I'm judged a lot for the way that I look, the way that I dress, the way that I act, pretty much because nobody knows about me and what I'm suffering from. Indley has constantly been sick. She's also been dizzy, feeling nauseous when we're in the house. We need to get out of here, and we have no way of getting out of here. I'm on a disability pension. I can't afford private rent. I can't afford the rental trap where we have to move house after house after house. This is a government house, and I pay government rent, and you have no choice about where you live. You just live where they push you. I feel so angry after 20 years that I've never been compensated for something terrible that I went through. And not only that, that people throughout this process of me losing my home, losing my health, me being poisoned by the tick site, other people experiencing the same symptoms, my kids all becoming sick, the people that were meant to be there for me, i.e. your solicitors, your doctors, all said that I am crazy. This has had a huge impact on my trust, on my want to let people in, because I don't need people to tell me that. I need people to actually help me. If you don't know what vertigo, multiple chemical sensitivity, or my menopause, my post-traumatic stress disorder is, that's your problem. But to mislabel me with something else is your problem, their problem. It stopped me from standing up and standing up for the rights of my daughter, who's currently being sprayed at school every few days with Roundup, and it's making her itch, it's making her gut sensitive, it's making her unwell. And she's old enough to tell me her symptoms. She doesn't have the same ones as me, and her symptoms are real and they're not in her head and she is not crazy. But neither of us seem to get anywhere with anything, ever. The last doctor that I went to with my vertigo and my memory problems and things that have been going on with my health, they lost all my health records and now I have to start all again. How do you think I feel about that? You lost all my health records and I had to go through it all again. The water is really bad here, really bad, to the fact that I couldn't even drink it. I've been tipping out 20 litres of water, giving it to my dog, watering the garden with it. I can't drink it. What am I going to do to the company? Ring them up and say, excuse me, your water's contaminated. Your filters aren't working. It tastes like there's medication in my water. It tastes like you've put pesticides in the water. It tastes like there's soap in the water. Well, they can't taste it and they don't care. It's just a battle trying to find water to drink. Water. I can't shower because I'm covered in sores. I'm covered in sores. They're itchy. And now my daughter's getting married in a few weeks. I'm trying to find a dress to wear that doesn't irritate me. And I go online to an MCS forum and there's some lady telling me, wanting to know more information about who I'm meeting, where the wedding is, why I can't, telling me to wear a headscarf and buy some cheesecloth to make a dress from. Not only was I insulted, I just thought to herself, this is a forum for people with MCS to try and get help and assistance for me going through the heartache of my daughter being married and me not being able to find something to wear. And saying how, remember I posted that video about my hair all breaking off? Well, it's really frizzy and it goes really crazy after about half an hour. And how I only have a small amount of money and I have to put that aside for my daughter because she's in the wedding rather than spending it on me. So I'm limited. And she turns around and says, do they still buy cheesecloth? That's something that my sister would say as a joke. Not coming from a stranger to a person saying, hey, I really need some help trying to find some cotton clothing to wear to a wedding under $200 because I can't really afford any more. I figured that I have to post every day, no matter how I'm feeling. And I know that maybe Facebook won't, or Facebook, I know that maybe YouTube might not like me. They might not like me with my story. They only want upbeat, happy, family-friendly content. And they might even, block my channel. But I have to try and get my story out there because if other people can raise money and get some help, why can't I? I've had so many things done to me that are wrong and need to be exposed. And yet it seems like no one cares. So I think it's time for me to post, no matter how I'm feeling, every day. Even though for the past 18 months or whenever the last time I posted, I've been feeling so sick. I haven't even been able to post. I've only had the energy to look after my daughter. So my story isn't going to be logical. It's not going to be in order. It's not going to be sorted because I just can't. You've seen what happened to me on previous videos on here. You saw that my house was contaminated, what it was contaminated with, the laboratory results of that contamination, and the end result is what I have. It's common for, you know, chemicals to do that. Any exposure to chemicals reduces your sensitivity, and I see that in my daughter, how sensitive she becomes to certain things being exposed to them. But her body is able to fight it off and she becomes well again. And then she goes to school and she gets exposed to Roundup. Her gut gets damaged from it. She becomes unwell. She becomes sensitive to things, and things give her the bellyache. She starts to bloat. She starts to feel unwell. But I know how to fix all that, those little things. I build her back up again, and then she's fine. She says, "Oh, no, I can handle that smell now, Mum. I'm fine now." And she goes on with her day, goes back to school, gets exposed. It's like this cycle of abuse for her. And I can witness that, and she doesn't know the long-term ramifications, and the school doesn't care. And this is typical, all the little doses that build up and build up and build up and build up until enough is enough. And you have one large exposure or many little ones that tips you over the edge one day. And having MCS, I can really see that now in a person, whereas before I wouldn't have been able to identify that. I think that's it for now. I'm going to go. I'm going to try and do this. I see other people online who go online and they just talk. And I think it's time for me to just talk. Because any planning isn't going to happen. I'm too unwell. I'm not well enough to do anything. But sit here and talk and tell you what is going on in the past and see if anybody can help or fix it. Because I need help. Anyway, that's it. It's the end of the stream for now. Hooroo and all that. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow.